Well, hi there. I'm going to show you how to do my ridged web stitch. This is it. It's good for shawls. You can even do lacy blankets, or you can do it in the round, except this won't be quite as zigzaggy. It still comes out looking quite cool in like that. It looks really cool. And it's a nice stitch if you want something decorative like that. It looks like this on the back side, so it still has a decorative look on the back side if you're on a scarf. Okay, so that's what it looks like. Now, I'm using a bulky yarn, and it's, where is that yarn? Here it is. Okay, it is Riot Chunky, King Cole Riot Chunky, and it's in the color, well, here it is. It's 30% wool and 70% acrylic. I'm just looking for the color now, and there it is. There, Candy Floss. And so, there you go. Does that look like candy floss to you? That's some pretty colors in it. Okay. What else? This is a Cindywood Loom, 3/4 inch with 34 pegs. And what I've done, so it's a bulky yarn, and we've got a wide gauge loom, 3/4, same as the Nifty Knitter or the big loom in your circle sets have the same gauge. And what I've done is I've got my end peg, and then I've marked every second peg in with a marker, little orange marker here. And then there's my last peg. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I've got 11 pegs, and you're going to need to do this on odd. And the reason for that is we want the stitches to be the same on both sides. Okay, so I've already started in, so I've slipped. I'm going to show you what I've done. You can use a stitch any way you want, do any kind of edge you want or whatever. I just did a crochet chain cast on and went right into the stitch so it would curl up. So it looks like this on the bottom. It still looks quite nice. And then this curls up to sort of echo and go with this. And the same with the edges. A slipped edge that I had a curved slight towards this because I used pearls right beside the edge. But when you look at the edge, it still has that. And I like the look of this. I'm thinking of what I'm going to do with it, and I'm probably going to keep just the edges that I did. It's not curling. And okay, so whenever we get to, we've got the 2 pegs coming up. Whenever we get to these marked pegs, we're going to be doing the juniper stitch. Okay, so I just did a marked peg from where that is. So when I'm on an unmarked peg, I'm going to do a double purl stitch right there. So let's start doing that. Oh, the loom hook I'm using. I got 2 loom hooks here. I'll pick one to use. I got them both from the same place. They don't make them anymore. This is an acrylic resin one, and this is a wood painted one. I'll use the acrylic resin one. They don't make them anymore, but they have very similar ones on Etsy made out of the same kind of an acrylic base. And they're ergonomic and nice to use. Okay, so here, what we're going to do is go down, bring this up, and do a purl, and put it on. And then we're going to go behind and come back and do another purl. Okay, so that's all we do there. Then on this peg, we're doing the juniper stitch, and how we do the juniper stitch is we go over it, come back around, go over it again, and then knit it off and snug it up. Then we go on to an unmarked peg, so we're going to do the double purl. I call it double purl around. And I come back and go around and do it again. There we go. Was caught on something rough there on the peg. Okay, and we're on the marked peg, so we do the juniper stitch. So we go over in a U-wrap, come back around behind it and in front again. Take the two bottom yarns over the top and snug it up. Then we're back here. We're going to purl, come around and purl again. And then we're here and we're going to do the juniper stitch again. And we go over, behind, in front again, two bottom loops over the top, and then a double purl around again. And that's the reason it doesn't curl. We've got these double purls at the edges. Come back around and do the purl again. Oop. Be helpful if I actually pulled the yarn through. And then I'm just slipping the stitch here, so I'm just doing a U-wrap, knitting it over, going back to do the double purl around. So this time we're going this way. We do a purl, go behind and in front again, and purl. And then we come to the marked peg. We're going to do the juniper stitch. We go over it, around, and knit it off. And now you've seen how to do stitches. I'm just going to zoom in so you can see them up a little bit closer. There we go. Okay, so here we are to do the double purl around. We're going to purl, come back around from the back to the front and do another purl. We're going to come over here, go in front, come behind and around again, and doing the juniper stitch. Okay, so let's have another look at it, and you can see here's the juniper stitch coming down, and it's zigzag that it does when you do it in a straight panel. And this is what the double purl around looks like. It gives you this pattern all on its own. So see, I'll pull it out so you can see the pattern. It looks really nice in shawls and that kind of thing. Scarves too. Okay, so now we're on an unmarked peg. So we're going to do the purl, come behind it and in front and do another purl. And then we're going to come over this, come behind and over it again. Knit those over. Do the purl. Pick it up here. There we go. Come back around from the front. Purl it again. Back to the juniper stitch, over and front, behind and over again, taking the two bottom loops over the top, and then we do the double purl around again. Purl. Oop, I missed that. It's quite awkward for me. Okay. That's just because I have to have the loom this way and keep it in view. And come back around and do the purl again. There we go. And then I'm going to slip the stitch here, knit it over. So I'm just doing a U-wrap, and then I'm going to come right back and I'm going to do the double purl. Come back around and do the purl. There we go. And then we're going to do the juniper stitch here. So the two bottom over the top. Now, when you're doing the juniper stitch, you're coming over, coming behind, going over again. This is all the working yarn. So you've got the original loop on here. You've got two of the working yarns, and we're taking the working yarn in this one. So I'm always holding this to hold it in place. And we're going to take these two over that one. Okay. And then we do the purl. And we come over from the back around the front to do another purl. And then we do the juniper stitch again. There we go. That yarn is splitting right there. There, got it over. Okay, so we'll look at it. We've got a bit more done. So you can see what it looks like. It's got good stretch both ways. If you had it tighter, like on a thinner gauge loom, it would come in and you'd have more of these coming up like this. If you had thinner yarn and a wider gauge, it would look more like this, be more lacy. So you can use it as tight or as lacy as you want and get different looks. And again, this is what the back looks like. I'll show you what the back looks like when it's stretched. So if both sides can show if you have a scarf or something. So it's just a fun stitch with a lot of dimension and texture to it. And just to see how these zigzags come up, you can see they have a nice height to them. So I hope you enjoyed the video and you have lots of fun with this stitch. It will never curl. And you can just do whatever you'd like with it, or just do some of it in the middle of something you're doing, or do a different kind of border on the edge, a big border, or however you want to do it. Okay, so until next time, bye.